Okay, good as new, cleaned up. Time to button up the rest of it. So we gotta put the seal over here, keep the dirt out. Used to be a timing plug right here. Put that in there too, keep the dirt out. Now before you put the top in on this thing, what are you gonna do?
Put the other two studs in.
That'd be a pretty good one, yeah.
We are going to pour oil on the crank.
On top of the rods.
Top of the rods. You said about what? Half of a.
Yeah, a pint.
About half a quart.
A pint.
And I also remember you saying something about only rotating the motor backwards at that point.
Right. Once you got it in there, keep going backwards. The oil will stay in here. Otherwise, it goes in the trough and goes over there. So right there is all you want. You'll probably forget to torque this. I've had customers do that.
It's got to come back off to be timed anyway.
Yeah, but they don't do it. They just run the bike. And they complain about their timing plug blows off. Well, didn't you time it? Well, yeah, I did. Why didn't you tighten the timing plug up then? What? Why? Oh, I didn't really time it. I didn't think it needed it. Fresh. For a nice fresh motor, burn it up. Yep, worked good. Okay, here's our seal spacer. Here's our seal. Here's our hammer. Our installation tool. And the other half. There you go. You got all those parts at home? And the assembly oil. That's all you need. Not necessarily in that order. So, nice new seal. Get the goop in it. Okay. This here goes in here. Push it at an angle, you don't damage the seals here. Push it all the way on. Off the excess. Now this is how the seal is supposed to go in, so it seals. Now if you want to keep the oil out of the motor, turn it around that way like Harley does it, and the oil will not get into your motor. Very important, you don't want the oil getting in. Don't want that. Now if you want to keep the oil in the motor, then you put it in this direction, then the oil will stay in there that's in there and it won't come out. They have their theories about this, but I've got mine too. I like having the oil in the motor. So you just get it started a little bit. See it's a little high on this side. See it just go down a little bit of time. Eventually it'll hit. Here it is.
Here, yeah.
Hit it harder, right? Okay. Now everybody has an old coupler for a pipe laying around, don't they? That's all it is. Scrap metal. Made two tools out of those. Okay, so now after it's all in, what do you do now? Push this in. Then wipe off the excess. I got a dirty rag now, see?
Right.
With goo all over it. Perfect.
Even better.
We'll put some goo all over it. Just wipe off your excess like that. You're good to go. Motor should still turn. Yep. You guess how the spacer does not turn? There's a lot of drag on it right now for the seal. See? Alright, so that's good to go until you put everything else together on that side. So that's pretty well sealed up for now. We got that sealed up. We got that hole sealed up. We're keeping the engine breather. The oil pump's right here, but you don't have any hardware, so we can't do anything with it. So the cam, over here, we have a cam that's all nice and clean. We have our two washers we're going to use. So we're going to make this cam nice and dirty right now. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. I forgot something.
Worm gear.
Worm gear. Key in the way. Okay, worm gear, bevel, flat.
So, show me that again.
Bevel, flat.
Okay.
Crank has fillet. Fillet requires bevel. If you put in flat, it doesn't go all the way in.
Okay.
You have to put on the key, slide in. Get a little spacer. And you have the key you just took out. You need to go back in. Again. This one goes in really, really hard, so you have to put it in there all the way. See, right now I'm too far in with it,
Mm-hmm.
so you gotta pull it out a little bit. See, more in the middle this time. The channel locks like this will help put it in easier. It's in there most of the way now. See, it's in there most of the way.
Yep.
Where's your gear? It goes in, find the spot, go in, steel hammer, lightly tap it. Don't hit that. That's all the way in now. If you hit it hard, you'll break stuff. Lightly doesn't do any damage. We get our special nut, backwards thread. Special socket. Factory torque. What was that? All the way?
All the way.
There you go. Make sure it doesn't wobble. Same with the shaft. See if it's nice and even.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice, this is not tight, because that just keeps it kind of over the gear. All that does is keep the gear over the gear underneath.
Okay.
It doesn't keep it tight. It just keeps it
Keeps
on
it
top
where it's supposed to be.
It keeps it on top of the one gear, because these two need to be right on top of each other, not over here, over here.
Right.
So you have proper engagement when you install it. Okay, now we do our other stuff. So we got our breather valve. That's easy. Okay. Lubricate all the parts that you don't want to rust. Do you have any parts like that?
That breather gear doesn't need any lube.
It'll get lubed. As soon as you turn that crank over forward direction, it'll get lubed. It doesn't rotate. That's what's nice about it. It's not a moving part no more. See, before it used to move. That's why the case got all chewed up.
Right.
It doesn't move. What kind of can we put in here?
Andrews.
Which one?
E27, I believe.
Should be say it should say it. There it is, right there. 27. They're hiding the fact what it is anymore.
This is a Tatro approved cam.
It's an Evo cam. For a shovel in the head. Where's your mark at? Am I close? At least one tooth off. Which one's off? Which one? Which way?
So it should be this one and this one, I believe. Because so this one should. Sorry, when I was looking, it should be this one.
Yep.
Because this one would, this timing mark would have lined up with the breather before, right?
Right. You know, so it doesn't rotate now. So, so I missed it by 3 teeth. So it's no big deal. Let's move it over a little bit. Drop out a hole over there. Eventually that washer goes back in the right spot. Little titty washer there. It has a flat here for a reason, because that's where the lifter block goes. See how this case is cut away here?
Mm-hmm.
That's for the lifter to go up and down. See how close the lifter is right here?
Yep.
See, this one's way over here. See, this is this lifter, that one's that one, and this one, then way over here.
Right.
That's why they're offset. So, rotate around, marks lined up, boom, boom. We don't care about that mark. So this thing here is a reed valve. So every time it opens up, you get pressure in here, the reed's open. When the pressure goes negative, reed's closed. If you got a case that's chewed up, it don't matter. Stuff in the hole.
Love it.
It doesn't have to be 100% sealed. It just have to pressure.
That's
It's pressure differential. A little leakage don't hurt.
Right.
If it had 10% leakage, it made no difference. If it had 50% leakage, it would start affecting it, but other than that, it doesn't matter. Now you make sure you don't lose what? What goes there? The thing over here?
Oh, okay.
Move over here.
Our
Remember that
spring
thing?
I was asking about. Yep, yep.
Guess what that is? Spring retention compound. The spring keeps this from rattling around.
Just keeps a little pressure on it from.
It just keeps it pushed in.
Gotcha.
Which is right on the breather spot.
Right.
That's its job in life. That's all it does. When you put this together for real, make sure you put a little oil in the teeth here, just for the hell of it.
Okay.
Always like having everything lubricated, it's rotating in there.
Right.
I'm not going to do it right
A little
now.
protection before she.
Yeah, I don't want to do it right now because you're going to have it all back apart again.
Right.
And I want you're going to be in there with your fingers on, you have this all full of goo.
Right.
But I did lubricate the shaft because I want to make sure it doesn't rust and it's, you know, it's lubricated. Let's see, it's got some in there. Goes down like it's supposed to. So you cannot put the oil pump in this direction because when you got your shaft right here, it goes in like this. There it goes. Burrs in there. You can't put this snap ring on there because it just shoves in, which makes it flush with the gear. You can't get it in.
Right. So you got to go put that snap ring over here and then build it out this way,
Right, but you have to use the C-style snap ring, not the actual snap ring with the titties. If you put the snap ring with the titties on it, the titty hooks up right here on this edge, right here, and it jams the pump up.
Do you have one of those I can buy before I go? I know I ruined the other one.
The one that goes in here and with the titties on it, so you screw the pump up, or the one without the titties that
One
doesn't screw?
without the titties, I'd appreciate
The one
that.
that doesn't screw up the pump. Oh,
Right.
okay. See, the one without the titty sits right in there like it's supposed to. It's got a gap, but the one with the titty, it jams in, and it doesn't work very well. So that's why you always do assemble the pump here, slide in as a unit, and you put the gear over here and at the end.
Right.
But you got to make sure you put this gear in there first because you have to slide this through as everything's going together. Because you can't slide it down and drop it in. You have to do it as a unit. And you got to make sure you rotate it so that the keyways line up here. So you can shove the key in the end of it. Because you have to shove the key through the end. Then when you rotate it 180 degrees, the snap ring will have its two tits over here. So it's full circle here so the key can't come out.
Right.
If that snap ring is free to spin, the key can come out. Whenever the snap ring gets in that spot, it can come out. And it does.
Right.
That's why you make sure
So you
always, it has to be tight on here. So if you have to rebend the clip 2 or 3 times to get good tension on it, and that's what you got to do.
Okay.
You'll see me do it all the time in the videos. I'll
Okay.
take the snap rings on and off and fuck with it. Make it work. Okay, so now you got your one that goes there. Actually, it doesn't go there. Down this. Goes down here. You mixed these up on me, didn't you? Trying to confuse me. You wanted to see if I knew what I was doing, didn't you? So why do you got 2 washers on this one? That was the one you were using for the this one, wasn't it? 2 short ones. One there. One there. Next longest one goes there. We'll put a lot of tension on this because it's the gasket can be reused. Just a little bit, just to hold it. It goes about there. Whatever comes out goes there and around the motor. Okay, this should rotate freely. See, it goes nice and even.
Mm-hmm.
See, the crank will make it rotate up. That's what you want to see. And it has inflator too. That's another good thing. There you go. Alright, so that's all buttoned up as far as we can go on that. Now we got to find all your lifter stuff. You got that hidden around here somewhere?
Yep, I got it. Oh, I can be right back.
Alright, go find it. So, you don't need, you want to keep it on the cam or just blow it off the cam? I usually blow them off the cam.
Okay, yeah. They don't have to, yeah, because the cam itself is garbage.
Yeah. It is. It's garbage anybody cares anyway. It still goes up and down and runs. You know, just tear up your motor. But if you got a piece of junk motor, it doesn't matter. There we go. Keep that part.
Thanks, sir.
The other part goes in the trash.
Alright. There she goes.
Beat on the hammer. That's the instruction of it too.
Alright, yeah. Good idea.
So this stuff can go in the trash, we don't need it. Go that way, big trash can. Okay, so now we have lifters with limiters. So this kit came as a whole unit, I guess, right?
Yeah. That's everybody.
So you got the limited pushrod, limited lifters. I'm not sure why they give you limited ones. But they no longer make those.
Is that a problem?
It's not a problem for me. Because I know how to adjust them. You, on the other hand, might not know how to adjust them. Don't break my pistons. So this filming over here or what? Yep, we've got it running in the background. Okay, so these lifters are Evo lifters. And they have the limiter in there, which means they got a limited spacer that goes in there. So the hydraulic unit can only go down about maybe about 50 thousandths or so, 1/16 of an inch, and bottoms out. And then that's as far as it'll go. And you're supposed to adjust it all the way down until it goes solid. And then you back up the adjuster about 1 flat to 1.5 flats. So you pull about 15 thou up. And that's it. That's the only how much, you only got hydraulic for about 15 thousandths. So if you have really a crappy oil system, the lifter can only bleed down 15 thou. But the negative is it can only expand 15 thou when the cylinders grow. So you have limited expansion. So that's your problem. For racing, that's what you use because it can only bleed down so far. You actually get more horsepower. But it is, you know, it has limited hydraulic action. It's basically a glorified solid. Now, I might have a set of lifters over there that are non-limited, which might work better for his application. And these appear to be a set of non-limited lifters for an Evo. And also for an Evo Sportster, 4-speed. So there's a set of non-limited lifters. See, this is a 53, this is a 52. Mm-hmm. So do you want to go with a limited lifter or do you want to go with a non-limited lifter? That is your question.
I don't really know.
You don't know. You gotta make a decision. Okay, I'm gonna take these out. We gotta clean all this up anyway, so he can think about it because he looks like he's really thinking hard there. So we'll figure this out. We bet. And where's your push rods at? We need those.